What does the panel think of Trump pulling $400 million in federal funding from Columbia University for failing to protect Jewish students from harassment? Well, two people love it.
I'm for it. Listen, the devil be in the details. Because, listen, free speech, fine. If you want to be a queer for Palestine, it's an idiotic philosophy, but you have a right to be that.
Right.
You do not have a right to harass, intimidate Jewish students on campus, to keep them from going to their classes as a speaker, to keep them from going to the dining hall. It is ridiculous, and I will tell you, those campus protests, those got Trump a lot of votes. That was one of the times that I was like, I hate this man, but this is insane that it's happening, and we need a change in leadership.
Child, let's talk about delusion. This man really thinks that he's going to give the American people, and some people believe this lie, that he's going to give us a $2,000 check. The math ain't mathing.
2,000, I thought it was 5.
Maybe it's 5,000. You know, they can't get their numbers right.
Let me help you. It's 0. How about that? It's 0. And I know people don't feel away. Listen, all I do is give y'all facts. So you come back to me when you don't get that check and say, Jasmine, you were right. Just like y'all want to get out there and say all kinds of, other stuff.
He's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. We showed up. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. We got Madam Williams.
This is not what we should be doing. I don't even know why we fighting with Greenland. Why we fighting with Greenland? We fighting with Canada. We fighting with Mexico. Yeah, we in love with Putin. What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up, because I'm ready.
In a no-holds-barred critique of today's political theater, comedian Bill Maher took aim at Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, slamming her for what he called performative antics and unprofessional behavior following Trump's latest address to Congress. Maher argued that Crockett exemplifies a growing trend among Democrats, swapping serious governance for online clout. The clash ignites a larger debate within the Democratic Party. Should its leaders be policy-focused lawmakers or algorithm-chasing entertainers? Supporters hail Crockett as bold and unapologetically modern. Critics, however, see her as the face of flashy theatrics that undermine credibility, especially as Maher's takedown quickly went viral. And one question echoes louder than ever: is the Democratic Party sabotaging itself in its pursuit of clicks over competence?
Back of my head famous. But second of all, if we could do a sequel, if you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
It was apropos of what's going on the left. And by the way, if you watch the speech, I saw mostly the clips of it, and mostly it was people in the audience, the guy with the cane, people with, like, paddles. Oh, there's the cane dude. And then there's, okay, here's our pussy hat uniform. And these, looks like you're at an auction signs. It was, John Fetterman called it a sad cavalcade of self-owns and unhinged petulance. I love him. I said we should run last week. The Democrats seem so lost. And here's Jasmine Crockett, who is, I thought, a big leader in the Democratic Party. Her quote is, "This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up because I'm ready to get on with it." On with what would be my first question. And also, this is the way this is like how a podcaster talks or some shit. Fuck it, man.
Let's cut the fluff. Bill Maher is saying what a lot of people are thinking but are too afraid to say. Jasmine Crockett has turned politics into a circus, and Maher's no right-wing mouthpiece. His point is blunt. The Democratic Party has traded seriousness for stunts, and Crockett is Exhibit A. Instead of carrying herself like a respected member of Congress, she comes off more like a YouTube personality, loud, brash, and unfiltered. That might score points on social media, but on the House floor, it's an embarrassment. Maher's message couldn't be clearer. This isn't leadership. Imagine Obama, or literally any serious statesperson, behaving like this. You can't, because they wouldn't. Crockett's antics don't just damage her own credibility, They drag the whole party down. Democrats once led with vision and policy. Memes, viral clips, and TikTok sound bites. If they really think that's a winning strategy, they're in for a rude awakening.
New Year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up. When she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows anything about the Congresswoman, they know we showed her, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat, and I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that. We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But the legend himself, John Lewis, that is the seat in which she currently serves. So she honored his legacy. This is the message that she wanted to send.
I don't know what white privilege looks like, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of something.
It's a huge responsibility. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do.
And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services.
They send them to Texas, they send them to Florida. Every deplorable state that we can think about, they usually coming out of y'all's think tank.
There was someone that talked to me and said, in fact, a former ambassador and the Clinton administration.
Please
Don't
calm down.
tell me to calm down,
Calm down.
because y'all talk noise and then
You're out of control.
He said, Jasmine, what you have to realize is that if you are really going to make change, it's not going to be in the Texas House. He said, you did a great job playing defense, but you have a chance to play offense.
Someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
We should describe those words.
You said.
The management, so to speak, changes. It's not just always one party that has everything.
I did it first.
Voted to do
Y'all did it first.
Order.
He said, if you really want to make real change,
Let's be real. Jasmine Crockett isn't leading, she's performing. And not in a good way. Her style of politics feels more like viral content, exaggerated slang, sassy one-liners, and theatrics designed to trend, not govern. It's shallow, it's hollow, and it makes Democrats look unserious. Now contrast that with someone like Obama. Even his critics had to admit, he led with poise, depth, and substance. He didn't need TikTok tactics to earn respect. Crockett, on the other hand, acts like she's hosting a live stream, not representing the American people. And here's the kicker, it's not just conservatives calling it out. Frustration is bubbling inside the party itself. Democrats, independents, working-class voters, black voters, they're tired of the gimmicks. They don't want filters and feuds. They want real solutions. Crockett isn't the core problem, she's the symptom. The deeper issue? A party that seems more obsessed with engagement metrics than meaningful progress. Keep going down this road, and 2025 won't be a wake-up call. It'll be a disaster. So what do you think? Has Congress become a reality show? Or is flashy, social media politics the new normal?